Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to finally be sitting down with you guys and filming my January 2020 plan with me because I've been wanting to film it for so long, but my journal was delayed in shipping, and all of you on TikTok and Instagram have been asking me to post this video for ages now, and here it is, and I'm so excited. I really hope you enjoy it, so let's get on to the video. I don't know about you, but opening a fresh new bullet journal is one of my favorite things to do at the start of the new year. And this year I decided to use an Archer and Olive notebook. In the past I've used Scribbles That Matters and the Leuchtturm notebooks, but I wanted to give a new one a shot and see how I like it. I just like to start off like my journals by writing my name, making it more personal. So I'm just doing a pretty basic 2020 introduction page, just writing the numbers. And this wasn't my favorite page. I feel like I should have made it neater and it was a little bit messy, but it gets the job done. I like to outline everything in pencil first, and now I'm going over it with a Tombow dual tip brush pen in the shade N55. Looking back, I probably should have outlined it, but I didn't. It's okay though. I still like the way it looks because I like doing neutral colors for the opening spreads because I just don't like when they get too busy, and I like it more basic. Now I'm just doing a quote page that says, "A new year has 365 new chances to do something extraordinary." And while editing, I realized that this year has 366 days because it's a leap year. But we're just gonna go with it and pretend like that didn't happen. I'm using my Tombow Funosuke. I don't really know how to pronounce it. If someone can correct me in the comments, that'd be great. And I'm also using just a Tombow dual tip brush pen, but like the marker side in the shade N15. And my favorite pen ever, which is the Pentel Energel liquid gel ink pen in 0.5. I've recently liked doing quote pages at the beginning of my new year or just in my spreads in general because I feel like it adds like more personality. And now I'm just setting up my yearly overview page, and this is one of my least favorite pages to set up. It's just so time consuming, and writing all the little like numbers cramps my hands, and you have to be so careful not to mess up. I almost messed up with writing February as only having 28 days instead of 29, so my entire calendar would have been messed up. But I just made sure that I was looking at a calendar when I was doing it so I didn't have many mistakes. Of course I did have mistakes though, you'll see how I corrected them. But yeah, I've been doing this font for most of my headers recently with the Tombow Funosuke, and I really like it. It's just basic calligraphy, or brush lettering, sorry, not calligraphy. And yeah, for these, I like to start my weeks on a Monday, like for everything, because I feel like the weekend should be like at the end of the week and the start of the week be Monday. So I start every single week or every single month with Monday, and I'm just using the same dark gray Tombow I used in the beginning for the 2020 to make the little backgrounds for the days of the week. And I'm using again the same Pentel pen that you'll pretty much see me switching between two ballpoint pens. It's either the Pentel Energel pen or the Zebra Sarasa clip pen. Both are good, but the Pentel one is a little bit of a finer tip, I feel like, so it's better for like writing these small numbers. And I went through the January one slower, but I realized you really can't see what I'm doing because my hand's blocking it. So I think next time for my next video, I'm going to explore a different angle just because you couldn't see anything, but now I'm speeding through it. I originally wasn't going to include my 2020 setups in this video just because it's supposed to be like my January plan with me, but a bunch of you wanted to see how I'm setting up my year and other spreads because I posted my next spread on my TikTok and everyone wanted more ideas for the beginning of the year, so I decided to include it. Now I'm just flipping onto the next page and I'm going to be setting up my year in pictures, which I got this idea from Amanda Rach Lee. She does hers with like Polaroids, and for Christmas I got the HP Sprocket photo printer, so it basically connects to an app on my phone and I can print out any pictures that I want, and they have sticky like adhesive backs, and I think it'll be so cute to pick my favorite picture from each month and just glue it in. I posted a time lapse of this on my TikTok, so if you want to see some of the stuff that I didn't cut out of this video, or that I did cut out of this video, go ahead and check that out. It's so weird, like I started TikTok as a joke, like to see if people would like my notes, and it kind of blew up, and I'm so thankful for every single one of my followers and all of you guys watching this video for making this happen. And it's just so fun. I've been bullet journaling for about like 2 years, but to be able to share it with you guys is so surreal. Here I just messed up like the lines, so I fixed it with a white gel pen. Mine is the Uniball Signo Broad white gel pen, and I just use that to fix the lines that I messed up. And this can be messy, like the writing in the back, because they're going to be covered by pictures anyway, so yeah. I really like this spread and I'm so excited to fill this out, and I can't wait to see what it looks like. Now I'm just adding some washi tape. I got this washi tape from Michael's and it's like super glittery and I love it, and I'm so excited to use it. I use it all throughout January. Now the moment you guys have been waiting for, I posted on my TikTok a little while ago 3 different spread ideas, or like theme ideas that I had. It was travel, moon phases, and koi fish, and most of you guys said moon phases, so I decided to go with that for this month. And I was going to do koi at first because that was just like a really fun one to do. But everyone was like, do moons, like the new moon represents new beginnings. So I thought that that was perfect for January. And I really, really love the way it turned out. I'm doing the same font I did with the Tombow Funosuke in the beginning. I'm doing that now. And I used my compass to draw all the circles, and I hate using it. It's the most annoying thing ever, but I like to have pretty nice circles. You'll see later on that I get really tired of using it, and I just kind of go with it and make my circles messy. But I really like the way this page turned out. Here I'm using the zebra pen. Now I'm just outlining all the moons in the black pen to give myself kind of a guideline. Now I'm adding like the different lines that represent like where the light and the dark parts are and where I'm going to color. So it's like the different phases. I just did 8 phases. I know there's like lots of in-between stages, but I didn't want it to be too busy, and I really like the way it turned out. Now I'm just filling in all the circles with the same black Tombow dual tip brush pen, and I really like how quick and easy it was to use this this marker, because like the thicker lines just make it easier. And then I thought it looked a little like plain and basic just like this, so I decided to add some 4-pointed stars and some little like, I don't know how to describe them, they're kind of like mini fireworks, but like they're just a bunch of little lines like to give it more like depth and more going on. It kind of looks like space. And then I added like a bunch of dots and like small little open circles and closed circles just to like give it more depth. And I'm adding more of that glittery washi tape that you saw in the beginning to the corner of the spread. And I really like this cover page. I'm so glad I did moon phases. I kind of wish like I did a spread that had more color for like the first month, but I feel like January, a lot of people do snow and moons and more simple and neutral spreads, so I decided that I would just go with moon phases, and I thought it looked pretty good. And now I'm just planning out my calendar. The dot spaces are 7x7. Oh, I forgot to mention that the bullet journal is the B5 size, so it's slightly bigger than most bullet journals, but I just think it gives me more planning space because, like, as a student, I always need more planning space for homework and assignments and due dates and tests and quizzes, so I really like the bigger size. If you're looking for a good A5 size dotted bullet journal, but you don't want to spend the money on the Archer and Olive because it's a little bit more expensive, I would suggest the bullet journal from the stationery company. I actually have a code for you guys to get 10% off. It's Starry10. And yeah, it's a really good bullet journal. The paper is more cream than this. This is very white paper, but I really like it. Here I'm using the compass again, and I'm just outlining the circles that I drew. Oh, I also added like a little YouTube and TikTok growth tracker because I saw Amanda Rachel do it. She's an inspiration to everyone, and I thought that I would be able to use it, and I was really excited to put it in. And I feel like it'll be cool to look back at like the end of the month and see my growth, especially like this is the first YouTube video, so obviously on January 1st I'll have 0 subscribers, but like it'll be interesting to see where I get to and how much growth I have each month. I realized that like on TikTok, notes aren't really a trend anymore because at the beginning of the school year, everybody's like, oh yeah, I want my notes to look super cool, and I'm gonna really try this year, but then by December and January, everyone kind of gives up. But I'm still gonna be posting a lot on my TikTok, and I'm also gonna be posting more bullet journal videos on there too, so hopefully you guys like those. Now I'm just adding a little drop shadow in gray. It's the same dark gray I've used on everything, and I just like the way it gives more depth. And in the top left corner of every box, I added the day of the week because I meant to leave a little space to just write it at the top, but I didn't, so I decided to add it to the boxes themselves. Oh, I also added the numbers. And I'm doing the same sort of 4-pointed star and starburst and dots all around the calendar to give it more like dimension and just to tie in the cover page. This took so long, and so I had to speed through it for this, but I think it looks good with and without it. So if you don't really have the time and you want to make it more minimal, you don't need to add all that background stuff. Now I'm flipping to a new page, and I'm going to be setting up my sleep tracker, which is a new spread I haven't done before, and I want to see how it turns out and if I like it. If I don't, I obviously won't use it in the next months. And yeah, so I'm setting up my sleep tracker, and then on the other page I'm going to have my habit tracker, or not my habit tracker, sorry, my mood tracker. I haven't used my habit tracker in the past months, like I haven't been utilizing it, so I decided not to include it this month, but if I find that I'm missing it and that I want to put it in, I will for next month. I did the same sort of like circle design for the moons that I did on the cover page for this one, but I only did it on like the bottom, so I did like half of the circle, and I just picked some of my favorite like phases to draw, and I'm numbering the days of the month like down the side. It was like perfect spacing, honestly, and then I did the times of the day down the left side and then the days of the month across. And I'm adding the same title that I've been doing for everything that says sleep tracker. And I liked how simple this looked, and I'm going to fill it in with a bunch of different shades of gray and black, and I think it'll look cool when it's filled in, but if I don't use it, then I will take it out for next month. Amanda Rachel Lee always adds a playlist. Maybe I will add some of my favorite music to the month, or of the month, and I'll put it in at the end of the video. Or not the end of the video, the end of the month, and I'll post a video about it on TikTok or on Instagram. This is my first voiceover. It's my like least favorite part to do. The editing took so long, and I feel like I can never get out what I want to say without stuttering, so just bear with me. I'm coloring in the moons again, and with the same Tombow marker. And then I thought this page looked a little bit blank, so I decided to add a quote in the circle area, and it says, "Follow the moon." It's just nice and simple, and I tried to implement the silver washi tape also to tie everything in. And I'm also adding some washi tape to the corners of the pages. I forgot to mention that. And now moving on to my habit tracker, I had to use my compass to draw a bunch of little tiny moons, and this took probably about an hour. So if I were to do this again, I would definitely not use the compass, and I would just draw the circles messily. But I plan on like filling in the different moons, like how I feel. Like the darker they are, the like worse my mood is, and the more full that they are, meaning like the more white, the better my mood is. Wow. The circles are kind of messy because I got like really tired of just drawing the circles, and the smaller the circles, the like more difficult it is to do with the compass. So they're a little bit messy, but I'll fix them when I color it in. So yeah, moving on to my first weekly spread. I was originally going to do a Dutch door style spread, but it was my first week back to school, and half of it I was on break, and I didn't really think that I was going to need all that planning space. So I decided to just stick to a regular double-sided spread. And this is where I got tired of the compass and just drew a bunch of messy circles because I could not get the circles to line up and be the right size. And I fixed them up a little bit when I was using the pen, but I still like the way it turned out, and yeah. And then I just did the same thing with the pen. I outlined it and tried to fix up the circle shape, and I'll fix them up even more with the black marker, but I really like the way it looks. Like I think I ended up doing 9 because 8 wouldn't fit right, like spacing wise. So yeah, now I'm just drawing out a line like for the middle to mark off the different days so that they would all like fit and it would all be even. And I'm using the same font once again for the word January. I'm going to use it for all the different months, or not months, days of the week. And I'm just making that line in pen now to split up the different days. I really like this theme, but I think like next month I'm going to go with something more colorful and kind of go into something more fun and more intricate because this is pretty simple. So if you guys have any ideas, make sure you comment them below and I will use them. I'm also going to post another one of those videos I did on TikTok where I gave you like 3 choices and let you guys vote on which one you like the best. I have a bunch of ideas for like March and the summer months, but I can never find or like pick ones for these kind of in-between months like February, and I feel like November is a hard month, and October. So if you guys have any ideas for those months too, like let me know because it'll really help me out. Here I messed up and I almost wrote Sunday, but I caught it before I wrote the whole word and I just fixed it with the Tombow marker, and you basically can't even tell. And now I'm coloring in, or like marking off where I have to color so I don't mess it up, because in practice when I used my old bullet journal just to like practice out the spreads, I kept messing up where I was supposed to put the color or not, and it was a nightmare, so I decided to do this so I didn't mess it up. There are tons of reference images of moon phases on Safari and on Pinterest. So once you pick one that you like, make sure you like know where to color and what, like, and just follow it so it's like looks nice if you recreate this. Oh yeah, if you guys recreate any of my spreads or anything, if you post them on Instagram, like tag me in the photo so I can see it. I love checking out your guys' recreations, or mention me in the comments on a TikTok if you recreate it and I will check it out. A bunch of you guys always ask me to check out your accounts, and I always do. I check out everyone's account who asks me to. And I love seeing all of your work because everyone has such a different style, and it's so fun like seeing people's recreations of my different headers or my notes, or if you guys were inspired by something that I did. I love seeing it and I check them out. Like sometimes I'll just sit down for hours and check out your guys' work, and it's one of my favorite parts of the day. Yeah, I skipped over me coloring in the other side just because it's the exact same as the part I did on the left, and now I'm just adding the numbers of the days of the week, and that's it. It's a pretty simple spread, honestly. Oh yeah, and then I just added the same type of stars in the background, and I added some washi tape, but my camera actually like cut out for part of it. That's why you didn't see me putting in the washi tapes. But I cut one of the black washi tape strips in half so it would be like skinnier. I was really proud. Oh yeah, sorry for the sudden light switch. My lights that I use that are like around my mirror had like a spasm and started strobing. So I had to turn on all the other lights in my room and the strip lights. I had to put them to white to try to get it to be a bright light because my room is so dark without my mirror lights. But yeah, it's a little bit warmer than before, but it still looks okay. I really like both weekly spreads I did for this month so far, and I will be going live on Instagram with every Sunday or Saturday or Sunday depending on my day, and I will be live streaming me setting up my new weekly spread with you guys, so you guys can do it with me and recreate what I did, or you can just watch me and we can sit and have a chat and just like vibe to some music. I would do it on TikTok where most of my like fan base is, but TikTok for the new year changed the age requirements for live streaming, so I can't go live anymore, which sucks because I would just spend like a few hours every day or every other day going live and talking to you guys, and I can't do that anymore, so I have to do it on Instagram, which is fine, but make sure you're following my Instagram so you know when I'm going live. I used the compass again to draw some moons in between the two boxes, and I'm outlining them in black. The other one was more of a open like weekly spread. This one I decided to do more structured with the boxes, and I like the way it turned out. This month, like this entire theme is kind of repetitive because there's no real color. It's just like black and white, and I'm using the same font, and it's just moons over and over again. But I kind of like how cohesive it looked. I will be posting a more in-depth video on how I do the brush lettering. I will be posting it on my YouTube because I get so many questions about how I learned and if I have any tips and if I can teach you guys. So I will be posting that video soon. It just takes a while for me to like edit the videos because I'm new to this, but I'm really excited for it. I just added the days of the week in the corners, and I'm adding the different shapes of the moons again. I didn't really know which 4 phases to pick, so I decided to do these. One's like full, one's new moon, and then I think it's waxing gibbous and waning gibbous, but I'm not sure. I could be totally wrong. I haven't learned moon phases since like elementary school. But yeah, this spread was a lot simpler, and there was this little open space in the bottom right corner, so I decided to add another quote that says, "Moonlight is the proof that there is light in darkness." I think that's what it says. It's blocked right now by my hand, but I really like the quote, and I'm using the same type of lettering as I did in the beginning with the first quote, with the different brush lettering, and the regular print, the one thick and the one thin, and I like the way it turned out. I keep saying that. I feel like I keep saying I like the way it turned out, but I don't really know what else to say. Oh yeah, I completely forgot to mention that like my sweatshirt changed halfway through the video, but I filmed this on like 3 different days, that's why. And lastly, I just added some washi tape to the corners, and then I didn't like that it was silver because I had silver in the bottom, so I changed it and put black. And that's it. It was pretty simple. I decided not to do all the different stars and stuff and just to keep it more basic for this, but I like the way it turned out. So here's a flip through. I just realized I forgot to erase on that spread, but it's okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know that video was kind of long. It was just like 2 videos combined. But yeah, I really enjoyed filming that video, and I hope you guys liked watching it. And make sure you follow my TikTok and subscribe to my YouTube, and drop a like and leave a comment saying what you want to see next. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.